It's time for a Titan. Let's be a review. It's time for a Titan. Let's be a review.
Titan Z here, back to do another video review. As you can see, standing in front of you is the entirety of the Voltron force from Voltron Legendary Defender. Now, or Legendary Defenders. Yeah, that's it. Know your words, Edward, know your words. I'm going to be talking about each of the figures here, but I am going to be talking about them in pairs, except for Black Lion, since there's only one torso, just because it's a little easier, and I do have a few complaints, but nothing that deserves individual reviews. Now, if you do want to see individual reviews of each figure, let me know down below in the comments, and I'll get to work on those, but the one problem with is that doing the review for Voltron himself would not fit inside my light box. He's just too big. So that's why I had to go with the much more crappier light system that I have with my old reviewing ways instead of the new light box. It's just not big enough. And I really didn't have to wait in order for a new one big enough to fit Voltron. So, with that said, let's get started with what we have here, and I'll be right back to review the yellow and blue lion in just a second. Okay, and we're back. And what we have in front of us are the yellow lion and the blue lion. These are really awesome figures. Now, the one thing that all the lions except for the black lion, which is obvious, and the two in green and red, and blue as well, is they have spring closing mouths, except for yellow. Yellow doesn't have that. It's a regular friction hinge. Why? I can understand green and red's reasoning for having the friction hinge, or having the spring closed mouths. They have to hold the blazing sword. But I don't understand why Blue Lion needs it. Blue Lion doesn't hold anything in his mouth. So, yeah. Weird. But, okay. We'll talk about the individual lions here. Now, I will mention here in this review, unfortunately, my yellow lion's front leg here is a little messed up. So, yeah, it's not the best. But I'm going to work with what I got. I will say, unfortunately, that the weapons that come with with the two leg lions are pretty bad. But yellow's is probably the worst. It's a disc launcher. And it's a friction disc launcher. And it sucks. It can, well, barely fire a disc without launching the other ones out of the top. So, yeah. Bit of a fail here. It also doesn't look like anything like shows up in the show. If I'm not mistaken, this thing not only comes around on the back, but also on the side legs for Yellow Lion. But it can attach via friction clips here in the front, on the top of his back, and it looks horrible. Yeah, I gotta admit, the leg lions probably get the short end of the stick when it comes to their back weapons. I really hate this open gap up here. I hate that it's a friction fire disc launcher. The discs are this translucent blue with the Voltron symbol in it. I'm not even going to attempt to fire it on camera because I'm pretty sure I'll just break something. But yeah, it's not good. It's just not good. The figure himself is fine. The weapon kind of sucks in my opinion. Other than, yeah, the bum leg, but that's really just my problem of owning the figure. And, well, I will say, all of the leg lions, their paws, are this, I don't want to say, it's some kind of rubber, but it's a very dense rubber. It's not plastic. I don't think it's plastic rubber, because it doesn't feel like it. But it's a very kind of soft, but very rubbery rubber that grips well on the ground, I must admit. Especially since these front paws end up becoming Voltron's back heels, it gives them some really good grip on a table. So, not bad. going on to the Blue Lion. Now, the Blue Lion I do like. And like I said, he has, I don't know why he has to have his mouth do that. That makes no sense to me. Oh well. Also, all of the lion's tails except for Black Lion are this soft rubber, very similar to the claws. If you do know what the plastic is on the claws and tail, let me know in the comments below. I'd love to know. Just so I can be a little more careful with this figure if need be. With these figures, need be. Now, his weapon is a little bit better, but not by much, because it's still using friction clips to hold everything in place, and it has to be pegged in between these notches on his back. And while I do think it looks a lot better, it's not by much. It's not good, I'm just going to say. And all of them, of course, come... Now, the rest of the lions come with these spring-loaded missiles. Everyone on my channel should know how I feel about spring-loaded missiles. I hate them. They get lost easily, and these are all the same color, so they were cut from the same mold. And it's just bad. It's really bad. And, yeah, like I said, I think the leg lions, yellow and blue here, kind of get the raw end of the deal when it comes to their back weapons. I think the arm lions will fare much better. And, in fact... Give me just a second, and we'll be talking about them next. And we're back. And yes, we have now green and red lion, and oh yes, these are much better weapon-wise than the first two. But there are some other flaws, like, yeah, again, they have the snap closing mouth. Now, these make much more sense since these lion heads will end up being Voltron's hands. So, and they'll be holding the blazing sword, which you actually get with both of these in two pieces that you just snap together. And yeah, there's some crumbs on there. Oh well. But yes, you just snap together. I do have some gripes about this blazing sword. Mostly the design. I would have preferred a more classic-looking sword, but oh well. What you gonna do? Now, the only complaint I really have about the arm ones is I wish their midsections would have both collapsed, and the elbow joints would have been locked in, because it just makes them look a little too thin, in my opinion, for lions. Also, this shield bit is a little annoying for both Voltron and this lion mode, because you have to take it on and off for both the weapon. You have to move it for Voltron mode. Parts forming, worst toy ever. It's annoying, but necessary evil. So let us talk about the green lion first. Green lion, again, not bad. I do think, I don't know, the lower jaw, I don't know if it's misassembled. Can't even see it. I don't know if it's misassembled. Also, all of these, I've been forgetting to mention this, all of these, the limb lions have a little compartment in the bottom where their pilot, they get these little, I'll show you later. They get these little pilots that you can put in there. They're made of the same material as the claws and tail. Very soft and very easily lost. So, yeah. But still, this is a fair bit awesome figure. Now, again, like I said, with the gun... Ooh, yeah, we don't want to show that part now. I am not going to go over the transformation, just to let you know ahead of time. I'm not going to go over a transformation. If you want to see those, go track down Optibonomus. Oh, no, I don't think he's talked about Voltron yet. Or maybe he has, I just haven't remembered. Go track down Bolt, Matrix, or Emgo. They'll go over it much better than I can. I don't even know how I'm going to get Voltron in shot right now, so... But yes, this is the weapon for the Green Lion. Now, you could take this shield and, you could put it up here on the back where it will land in Voltron mode. I've almost been tempted to leave it back there if I didn't know it was covering up this very awesome tail. They all have some really awesome tails. So, Yeah. I don't have any other problems. All the joints are pretty tight, including the elbow joints for Voltron mode. So, other than I don't know. I think this jaw is the wrong jaw. I, I don't think Pidge's Green Lion is supposed to have this slack a jaw, but maybe it's keeping with some symmetry with Voltron. Who knows? Now to the Red Lion. One of my always favorite is the Red Lion. I remember actually having one of the classic Red Lion Voltron figures when I was a kid. And it was pretty awesome. I'm not sure, I'm pretty sure it wasn't the original. I'm not sure which version of it was, but it was one that where you could have a pilot in the back. You could see the pilot seat and open it up and put a little pilot in it. So I'm not sure which version of Voltron that is. I'm pretty sure it wasn't classic Voltron, so who knows. But yes, it's very awesome. I always loved the design of Red Lion. Very cool. Now, he does also get his weapon, and I forgot to mention, just like before, they both also come with translucent parts. The missiles that... God, I hate spring-loaded missiles. I just hate them. Why do they keep putting them in? So, yeah. Yeah, I do like the gun. Again, both of them can rotate. So, unlike the other two, they can both rotate. These, I think, look infinitely better. I really love Red Lion's, the way it's designed, this kind of three-tier, almost secondary cockpit kind of weapon. It really looks cool. It's one of the reasons this is my favorite Lion. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the all the limbs. Now I'll be talking about the torso, the Black Lion, and some problems with him. I'll be right back in just a second. And we're back. This is the Black Lion. Now this is a fair bit of an awesome toy. I think he's very well designed and he looks really cool. And I think he combines really well with the others. A little too well, but I'm going to talk about that in Voltron form itself. As for the Black Lion itself, I think he's very well designed. My one, probably least amount of really a complaint, I can't get his tail to stay down. It always goes in this up position, and I don't like that. I don't know, it seems pretty pointless to complain about that. If there's anything I could complain about, something that I should just complain about now, and you might be able to see it, one of his ears / Voltron's horns is a little marred. It was a son of a gun to get those out the first time. And I think using those tweezers was a bad idea. I think it really stressed the plastic out. So, And his head's a wee bit wibbly. What you gonna do? Now, this is where I must stress a quality concern into anybody still on the fence about buying this Voltron and have stumbled across my video review and have yet to purchase one. Beware, buyer beware, and inspect the toy before you purchase it as best you can. I know that packaging isn't easy to look into. It's not showing up as well on camera here. I guess it's more in the back claws. Yeah, those got severely mangled in packaging. I don't know really what happened. I'd imagine all I have to do is heat it up with a hairdryer and then stick some very thin popsicle sticks in there to straighten everything out. But yeah, be very cautious when buying any of these Lions. If you're buying them in person, inspect them. If you're buying them online, especially from eBay, ask from the seller pictures. Because, yeah, these, you could easily walk away with some very crap or not crap limbs, but just crap claws. Now, guess I can't dance around this for much longer. This has a voice chip in it. It does have what the box claims are 50 phrases in sound effects. I'd say about possibly close. I've never tried to actually count them out, and I don't want to know if that's actually... And the problem is, well, you'll hear it here in a second. The on and off switch is up here, and the activation trigger is on the side, which I think is a weird spot to have it. But when you click it, pretty loud speaker, and you get a light on the LED, which is much more visible in Voltron form. Now, to those with sensitive ears, you may want to cover your ears up now, because what you're going to hear, if you are a fan of Legendary Defenders, is the most ear-splitting sound on the planet.
Voltron is the only thing that can stop Sarkon.
Oh, dear God. Playmates, why? You got a deal from Netflix. Was Netflix that concerned? Seriously, this drives me nuts about this figure. What would be, in my opinion, almost a AAA figure is marred by the corniest, dorkiest, most horrible voice box ever. I mean, it sounds good, but the voice acting. You couldn't get any of the original voice actors to just come in and record something for you? Or you couldn't take straight from the show? Oh, Playmates, what the hell, man? This ruins the figure for me. It really does, because when I really want to hear those voice actors from the show, clips pulled directly from the show, and it's just, oh my God, what have I gotten myself into? It's bad. It's very, very bad. Oh, dear God. Oh, my God. Why? I mean...
Let's assemble Voltron and get rid of these Golra.
No! That does not sound like the Black Paladin. That's nowhere even close to how he talks. Oh, God. This really does ruin the Black Lion for me, and Voltron to a small extent. Without that voice box, I think it's a fantastic figure and definitely worth the pickup. But the voice clips,
Form Voltron!
like, they seem like they used the sound effects directly from the show, but the voice acting. And you can't hear all the voice acting till you actually attach all the lions, which is kind of bad.
We need to increase firepower.
Oh God, this is horrible. All right, I'm gonna put this thing into Voltron form and see if I can't get that on camera. Hopefully I'll be able to do this. But oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. You think what you just heard now is bad? Wait till you hear the other voice actors. I'll be right back. I don't know if this is going to make it into the final cut of my video, but I wanted to just show you how bad some of the voice acting was when you combine the Voltron together. Is it on? Yeah, it's on. Maybe it's not on. Okay, it's on.
Blue Lion, ready for action. Whatever you say, hero.
Green Lion, all systems go.
Blue Lion, ready for action. Red Lion, ready for battle.
Green Lion, all systems go.
Yellow Lion engaged. Red, green, black, blue, and yellow lions detected. Voltron operational. Voltron complete. Targeting Road Beast.
Yeah, that's some really bad voice acting. I'll be right back to talk about the full figure. And we're back. Just wanted to show off the full figure in its entirety before I brought it in close to show off a couple of problems, but nothing that I think breaks the figure other than that voice box you've obviously heard. But yeah, it's a really awesome figure, and I love the design. There is a few flaws, especially in the legs, if you can hopefully see in the video I've got recording. The wings are... it's weird, their design, because they're meant to essentially always to be folded down. Not really meant to be up like that all the time. So that's a pretty nice touch. Now I'm going to bring him in close. Hopefully you can see him. Yeah, there's another flaw. You got to be sure to make sure the back paws are lined up correctly. Otherwise, he will topple over easily. And this is a heavy figure, so something's going to break if he's falling off a shelf. So yeah, be very careful. And get back in there. There we go. So yeah, now, as you can see, I kind of have his arms, the red and green lion's back leg here, bent at an angle. That's to allow the elbow joints full range. Otherwise, this leg gets in the way and it really just can't bend. It doesn't have much of a bend, unfortunately, anyway. But I'd rather it have at least some articulation than completely limited articulation. Now, he can bend at the shoulder, he can twist at the shoulder, just due to how the figure is designed, and I wish that tail would stay in its socket. This is the shoulder, and yeah, that's bad. He does have elbow, has wrist. Sorry about that small cutaway, guys. Had a bit of an accident with Voltron, so I kind of edited that piece out. So, as I was saying, just after the wrist, he does have full articulation in the legs. Not bad. He has a knee. Be wary when handling him. These legs have a tendency of slipping out. They're not as well held in place as the arms are. I don't know how that came on camera. Like I said, he's got a knee. But yeah, that's his articulation. Now, one of the things I really like, and one of the reasons why he has those snap-closed mouths in both the arm lions, he can really grip that blazing sword really well and stay balanced. This is one of the downsides of the way the legs are designed. It's a little hard to balance, but yeah, he really can hold on well to that sword. I really like that. So, it's one of the reasons I love this figure. It's just, that's awesome. So, yeah. Overall, I think the figure is fantastic. I hate to do this to you guys, but just one more time. See, really good line sound, really good light, but then...
Pitch. Form shield.
My shield can't take much more of this.
Oh, God. I'm not going to subject you any more to that. I'm sure there's a reviewer out there who has all 50 sounds recorded and put on the video so you can hear them. I think the voice acting is horrible. I'm never turning that thing back on if I could avoid it. In fact, I'm probably going to try to take out the batteries. Just because that's how bad I think the toy is. At least that's how bad I think the voice box is. Other than that, I think the toy is absolutely fantastic. Definitely worth picking up. I think any kid who's going to get his hands on this is going to love this figure. Although I would be careful with the guns and the missiles. They're easily losable, so maybe have a Ziploc bag ready for those. But other than that, I think this is a fantastic, definitely a must pick up for any Voltron fan, particularly if you're a fan of the Legendary Defenders television show. So until next time, this is Titan Zed saying I'll see ya when I see ya.